All the windows throughout the house are stiff and difficult to open. Here we've got considerable undermining here. We've got the steps are beginning to fall away, they're actually dangerous. That has to be fixed. You can see how it's pulled away here. That could cause a problem immediately. Here we've got the cables passing underneath, probably for the irrigation system, and here we've got clear holes going under the foundation. That is going to cause a failure. More erosion here. Again, here we are at a window, very poor caulking, going to leak. I haven't looked upstairs yet, but I can guarantee when I get up there I'm going to find it. Again, erosion here at the front right elevation. Water heater temperature pressure relief drain line. It should actually terminate 6 inches from the grade. That would be up to that black line, but it's actually way above it. That's dangerous, and that can go off and superheated steam can come out of that. That would take the skin off of anybody standing nearby. Here we've got stains where water is running from the roof. Here's the roof here, no gutter, right, water's running off and it's getting on this wall here. That could actually mean there's dampness, long-term dampness inside that wall. I recommend that you consider having a mould test. We found a lot of leakage around these windows. We've now found a lot of runoff hitting the walls here. All of that can actually lead to problems in the future, and you don't want to live in a house where you've got mould. Simple test will actually prove whether you have or not. We're going to now move to the right hand elevation of the property. Got a lot of plants growing up, but again we've got more erosion around here. Now around the top of the keystone, around the arch here, inside the arch you've got cracks in the mortar. It's going to allow water in. We're at the right hand elevation. Again we've got enormous erosion here. Now the black line, what that indicates was the original level of the soils when the house was built. And rather than rebuild the soil level, what they've done is they've adjusted the sprinkler systems to adjust for it. Moving around the right hand elevation. Okay, here's something to prove my point. This is the sprinkler system. You can see it here. Our sprinkler system was originally this top just about half an inch below the level of the grade, and it's dropped off. Some spalling here. That's cosmetic, doesn't really worry us. And now we've got to go inside to go round and look at the yard and the foundation there. This is an engineered retaining wall. Keeps the slab and the grade in place. No, it's not leaning. But this part is here. See here how it's starting to part and come out? It's because the grade is starting to put a turning moment on the wall, and it's probably okay at the moment, but it may be necessary to have a structural engineer have a look at this wall at some point in the future. It's okay at the present time, it seems to be holding in place, but I can't predict the future. now to the front elevation. I'm looking at the retaining wall. Here the retaining wall's been undermined by runoff. We're at the rear elevation of the property. There's no foundation visible here. Patio's been built up. We can't actually say what the condition of the foundation is. It's a post-tension cable foundation, but there doesn't seem to be the erosion around here there has been on the front left and right hand elevations. Another drain pipe here that's coming out. Again, we have poor caulking all the way down here, each window, over the archway there. Water will be getting in there, and it looks like it's had this poor caulking for a number of years. Now, another thing that is necessary but often ignored is the fact that we need weep holes over the top of the steel lintels. Without weep holes, we have no chance of drying out any moisture that settles on the lintel itself or runs off that lintel, and that can cause a problem. Gutter's been overrunning here. You can see we've got a gutter system, but there's no way that's clear up there, because we've got, look where the stain is running down here, all the way down. That whole wall's been damp, probably long term. Again, another issue, possible problems inside that wall system. So the deck is actually held on the wall by bolts. These bolts are veneer. The brick here is veneer. It's not engineered. In other words, we shouldn't be putting the stress on it, and it can actually cause the brick veneer to come away. These steps, not good enough. We've actually got the steps hanging on these bolts here. That's really a no-no. What should happen is, steps should actually have supports coming down below it. Those supports should run either side here, okay, to the ground, so it transfers direct load to the ground. And since this is a large step, we should have some at the midpoint here, and I'd want to see some bracing between the two, because I don't want this to move. Why don't I do that? Well, because steps are often used for photo opportunities. As a consequence, you can actually have quite a lot of people standing on this area here, and there's just no support beneath it. You see, these are actually held on by nails or screws. I don't want that. I want to see it actually transferring the load directly from the step here on, and it's not doing it. Now, it's easy to solve. Framework under here, box frame in there, box frame in there. Again, proper support up there. See, this is flying here, it's loose, not doing anything. You see a support member coming down from here to here. So overall, I'm not impressed with the deck at all. This is the basement. Come through into this room here, we can actually see the walls. Here we go. We're below ground here. Now, I'm going to have to recommend that you get a remediation test. You have it tested for you have it tested for radon, because once you go below ground level, radon becomes an issue in these type of buildings. It's very rare to have a basement in Texas, but every basement, note this, every basement of every house that I've inspected has had high levels of radon, and this doesn't necessarily, this one may be exactly the same, or it could be a first and not have any, but you need to check it. Here we are in the master bedroom. Got a tub here, and the other side of the tub got a window. This should be special toughened glass, and it's not. Just ordinary glass, which doesn't mean to say it's not toughened, but it's actually not designed to be next to a window, next to a tub. There's a settlement crack over the garage lintel, you can see it there. A bit closer to it, that crack. It's caused by sagging in the lintel more than the settlement in the foundation. It's the weight of brickwork above it. It's quite high, and it leads to that type of cracking. It's okay. It really wants that repointed. You don't want water getting through that brickwork. I'm in the attic. You can see we're looking at I think this may be the dry vent. I've got to check on that. But I think what we've got here is a dry vent. And you see, well, you can't see very well, but I can. We have a lot of water stains on the vent itself, the pipe, indicating we have a water leak at this location. Now we have gas lines running across the actual service deck, unprotected. These plastic covered flexible hoses. Something to stop people using them, but they're falling out of use these days in modern buildings because they don't actually offer the long-term protection that's required in an attic. Treading on that could damage it, and then you get a gas leak. Well, this isn't good at all. We've got a gas line, a flexible gas line. It's coming up through the actual deck itself, the service boards. It's coming through the insulation, but there's no really there to protect it from the actual deck itself, and that in time could actually cut through that pipe and cause a gas leak. We've got Romex cables running over service boards, unprotected. Here we've got a bathroom vent. You can see here it's going to come down from a bathroom. What that's going to do is going to exhaust damp air into the attic. That should actually be run to a soffit, not left there as it is. You know, if you get damp into an attic, it encourages all sorts of things, not least of which organic growth. We have an active infestation of some animal, I don't know what it is, but the feces are here all over this area. It looks like it comes back here pretty regularly. Temperature pressure relief valve. You can see the handle to it, the lever. It's missing, come off. We can't actually test it. Here at the attic, again we've got flexible hose pipes running over service boards, but they could be crushed, damaged. Temperature pressure relief valve works nicely. Have a water leak at the flue. I'm standing in a small bedroom. We're at the front elevation. You can see outside where the yard is. Okay, so we're in the room. There's a small bathroom here, and here the floor is sagging, clearly walking uphill into the bathroom. This is the drain lines for the temperature pressure relief valve in the attic. I've just been up there, I released it, which is part of my practice, to test the valve to make sure it actually works, but you can see it's still running. It means that valve is unsafe, it's dangerous. You need to have it swapped out. It'll continue to run like this. I'll see if I can stop it, but I don't hold out much hope. It needs a plumber. Looking at the roof, this is the roof over the family room below, and you'll note that we can see no source of attic ventilation. That attic should be ventilated. Because it's not ventilated, it's starting to see deterioration in the shingles, and they're cupping and showing the effects of long-term heating and cooling. Now we pay attention to this attic here. This attic has no access to it, not safe access at least. It should have that. And you can see here we've got a lot of damage to the shingles. They will almost certainly be leaking. What is more, the condition of the shingles is poor. Overall, I'd say the roof itself is in poor condition. We've got some other video of it. The window at the rear elevation, you can see is actually coming out. It's not in. They're designed actually to come out. Well, I'm not even going to attempt to put it back. That's how I found it. And this window needs addressing quite urgently.